Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Julie with Bookshelf by Julie. Today we're making the water mill, the windmill, the grain mill. We're making these and a pocket. Okay. So this one I've done so you can see the finished product. It does turn. It doesn't turn too easy, but it turns. And I thought, well, you could just, if you didn't want to make it turn, you could, because it is a little fragile, a little bit, you could just glue it straight down after, of course, you make the pockets, right? Because this is a pocket. Every blade is a pocket, like so. They all have a little bit of cardstock file folder behind them. So you can do that, have a little bitty, sneaky note in there, a little bitty one. And then I made a stacked image pocket to go down here. That was one of our freebies, And so, yeah, that was too. Anyways, we've got some of that going on. So I'm going to put this one to the side. Let's see where the other one is. I think this one's the one we're not working on today. I only had two. Here it is. You see how I marked my page. They're so cute, the little paper clips, Anyways, we're doing this one. So I've got all my pieces cut out, all the little things that I'm going to use. So let's do the windmill part first. I've got a little brad. Now, you don't have to put it through the page. On the other side, you're going to have to cover up the brad, if you make it to where it's going to turn, right? Let me show you what I did with this one. I thought, oh, I'm being clever, because it was clever. It was. So over here, the brad came through the page, right? Right there. Yeah. I just cut out the barn doors and put them back over there to cover up the brad prongs. So, yeah, I was being clever. You can't tell it was there. Oops, you can tell if I missed that. Okay. So, yeah, let me put that to the side again. I like being clever sometimes. Okay, so this one is a little different than the other one, but, there you go. Cut it out. I backed mine with file folder to give it a little bit more. They're still a little bit on the fragile side, really, because, they are. I'm going to take this page out of the signature so I can just work on this. Let me do this number so I can remember where it goes. So, yeah, we just are going to work on this. And like I said, you could put it down. Let's see. You could put, that's going to be over the top. I didn't realize that. See, when it's this way, it's fine. But when it's this way, it's a little over the top. Well, I still want to do it. So we're going to do it. And then we'll just kind of turn it however we want to turn it, right? Because we can turn it. And what you do on the other side is you find whatever matches up with this, a little bit of that, and then put something over the prongs. That's what I'm going to do eventually. But today we're just building this, okay? So what I did was I poked a hole right through that and through that. Yeah. So this goes on the back side of it. And you just stick your brad through the whole thing like that. Okay, but before we do that, let's put our little pockets on, right? Now, each one of these blades was a different size, which is awkwardly weird, but okay, let me put that up there. So I have to find out which one matches which. I guess I could have clipped it to itself, I don't know, but yeah. That one's a little big for that one. So, yeah, I guess I could have clipped them to the one because I just put this on the file folder and drew around it. And so they might be a little bit off anyways. That one's way big for that. So, yeah, just as you do them, keep them in place. There you go. There's that one. So now that we have that one, let's go ahead and put our little pocket on there. Just around the side, on the bottom. Get yourself a little thin bead of glue, and on the other side. pretty simple to do this. Just a little flat pocket, right? There and there. Yep, like so. And yeah. Then you've got your little pocket inside. And it's a sneaky pocket, because who would think that, right? Okay. Let's see which one this one goes to. A little small for that one now. Go figure. There are different sizes though, so you have to kind of go with that. That one goes on that one, I think. We're putting it on there. Okay. All right. So I hope you guys are having some fun with your crafting. I definitely have fun with mine. When I put these on as extras, and it was not easy to put them on as extras because you have to take all that stuff off of it. You do. Okay, it's this one. You have to take the granary part off and all the things just to keep the windmill, you know. Anyways, it's a chore. No, I mean, it's part of my job, okay? All right, now I think this one goes on here. I think. Maybe not. Let's go on here then, huh? Yes, it does. Okay. Eventually you get it whittled down to where you've only got one or two left, and you know, that's that. But yeah, just a little sneaky pocket to have fun with, right? Yeah. You don't even have to do this. You could just glue this down to the page along those, like I just did that pocket, and then have this as the pocket. I mean, you could do that. Of course, with this one, the blades would be a little off, right? Okay, I've got a pocket on that one, and that one, and that one, so this one has to go here, and if it doesn't, we're going to whittle it down to size. But it does. It goes there. It needs a little bit off the top, though. Let me go ahead and fix that. You never know, you know. But yeah, just put it down on the file folder or cardstock, whatever you're using, and then draw around it. It'll come out a little bit bigger, probably, than the actual blade, but that's okay. All right, now we're just going to put this together carefully, and we've got our pockets. Don't want to give them too much pressure till they get a good, you know, settling in. And they'll be little tuck pockets. So that's cute, I think. I think it is. See if we can go over here and do this one, because it was the first one, I think. Yep, there you go, little tuck pocket. How cute is that? I think it's cute. And each blade has its own little, you know, tuck pocket. It's adorable. It's a windmillable. Anyways, there you go. Not going to do that one yet. Okay, now that we've got our piece with our secret sneaky pockets, I'm going to let that settle for a minute. So let's go ahead and do our stacked image pocket. I got to move her because now she's in the way. Okay. So for this, I just printed out the page. That's this page. And I only need half of it because, you know, we fold the page. You only need half of it. So let me go ahead and, I didn't print on the other side, so there you go. So we're going to do right there on my fold. Right there on my fold. And we're just going to take this, because we don't need this one right now. We may need it at another time, but not this time. Okay. Oh, let's go ahead and, you know, do this number, because I want to do, let's see. I don't want to cut her head off. So let's see, I'm going to have to cut her off somewhere. Poor kid. Okay, it'll be just something I'm lining up to. Alright. Well, at least I'm not slicing her through the head, right? So I'm going to come here, and then the trim will be along through here, so that'll be fine. It'll be fine. That's about, well, I could do, yeah, that's about 3 inches, so that gives me a 2.5 inch pocket, because, you know, I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna go into scoreboard mode. It's just our, you know, our regular little pocket that we make. We do 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. Somebody should make that into a song or something, you know. Maybe it's already a song, the inchworm song, you know. But it's a 1/2 inch instead of an inch. Oh, yeah, you got to put up with my silliness today. That's for sure. Okay, so we're going to do just our stacked image on top of there. Got to put a little trim on the top because that's just how I roll. And, yeah. So we're going to have part of him, he's going to have to line up with himself, you know, like so. But anyways, if we line her up, we'll line him up, hopefully. Maybe. We're going for it, okay? Okay, we're taking that corner out because that's just bulk, don't need it. Take this one out. Again, just bulk, don't need it. Take the wedge here, little angle off, right? And if you're new at this, always start from the score line and work your way over. Okay. Now, a little bit of inking, just to give it a little bit of, I don't know, that finished look, I guess. Not a lot, just a little bit. Now, get some of this, because we're going to go across through here and put the trim on there. This doesn't take very long, guys, but it sure does make a pretty something on the page, right? And the trim gives you that extra little bit of security, strength to your pocket. You don't have to do it, but I strongly encourage you to, because if something's going to be put in and out of this pocket time and time and time and time and time again, then it's going to get worn down and it could rip. I mean, it is paper, you know. So it's better to give it a little bit of help and strength so that it lasts for a long, long, long time. This could be a keepsake for someone. You want it to last a long time. So let's get our, where's that? Here it is. Get our tape on there and get this on there. Then we'll do our little windmill. I love a good windmill, don't you? It's just a really cool thing. They used to use them. Sometimes they were water mills, not just windmills. And they would use them for grain, you know. Grinding the grain? Yeah, grinding the grain. So, you know, corn or flour, corn or or wheat or barley or whatever in the world you wanted to grind, you would just, you know, do that. Okay, so I just have to make sure I line her up and then he'll be lined up. Okay, get my Cricut picker here. All right. Glue. Yeah, I think this is going to be a really cool page. The other one's really cool, so I have no reason to think this one won't be. So, it's a thing, right? Okay, we got to line her up and line up the fence. That's wanting to be ornery with me. Okay, line him up with his breeches, right? Try to get everything just right. There's the turtle. Okay, that should be close. We won't say it'll be perfect, but it should be pretty close. We'll see when we put this one over if he's lining up just right or not. If he's not, we'll have to put something over him because, you know, it's a thing. But yeah. Okie dokie. Oh, he's perfect. He's perfect. Okay. Now, we're going to get this side down. Yeah, this windmill's a little bit bigger than the other one. So I thought doing the other one off camera would be safer because it's the Cricut cut out every little bitty piece of it on the inside of the blades, you know. And I thought, oh, I don't know that I want to do that on camera because, you know, it's a thing. All right, so when we've got things to put in that pocket. Okay, here we go. We've got these. They're settled into their, you know, life and everything. So it'll be a little over, but that's okay. We're going to go for it. Okay, this is just file folder. I thought that it would strengthen this a little bit to have it, you know, glued onto there. So I'm going to glue it onto there. And, I mean, it'll help some. Anyways, some. Just get it right there, right? Don't have to. I mean, especially if you're going to glue it flat down. And if I do another one, I would probably glue it flat down and then have it as little secret sneaky pockets that way. Because you can match it up with the blades, right? And then just have little sneaky pockets all around. It's cool. I think I would do it that way next time. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I don't have a reachy thing for that. So I'm going to get my, wherever it is. Where is it? I didn't put one in my basket for doing this because I thought I had one back here. I do. An awl is what it is. And I'm just going to poke a hole right here. Just a little hole. You don't need a big hole. Just a little hole, right? It's my mucky hole too. Okay. So I'm going to put this here and put this. It's a tiny little brad. I mean, really. Okay. So get that through there. Cute. And you could embellish this all kinds of ways, guys. This is just suggestive, right? And then just put that through there, and it will turn and turn and turn. Okay. All right. Let me separate these out. You don't want to get them too tight, but you do want to snug them down a little so that they won't be too lumpy bumpy. So, but yeah, you got the turning and all the things, and I'll get a little, maybe one of these and just put on there. What I used was the 1/2 inch circle punch to make those little bitty things there. And that's probably what I'll use. Get some of, because I've got scraps, and I'll just, you know, put it there over that. I just thought the barn doors was me being clever, but you know, hey. Is that cool or what? Now, it is a little fragile, so you do have to be careful with it, right? Now, we've got our pocket down here. That was a freebie. This was a freebie on the Friday freebies. Okay, let me put my paperclip kid back on here, my paper doll, because she's adorable. And there you go. We've got our page done. Let's get it back in our signature where it goes in this one. I'm using the, this was on the front of this signature, and I thought, that's too fragile to be on the front of a signature. So I thought, no. So I put the signature cover that's in the kit on the front of this one. So yeah, I just have to cover that, and that'll be not a problem. And that's where it goes. That's where it's going to live now. And it'll be all twirly, and it's got the secret pockets and all the things. And kind of, you know, leave it inside you leave it inside, okay? And I did this one off camera because, as you can tell, when you put this in there, well, I don't know if you can tell or not, because it's a little more fragile than the other one because of the, give me another one. The, pieces are all cut out by the Cricut. All those little fragile little pieces, all the little inside things. So this one is a little more fragile, but yeah, there's still sneaky pockets. So there you go. This one and this one. Now I've got 3 signatures, but I didn't do anything in this one this time because stuff's jumping out of my basket. Because, you know, I did this and this in this one last time. So these only got one of each, you know, of this and of that. So I'm trying to be fair here. Okay, so we've got our windmills. They're awesome. And look, we've got our stacked image pocket, so we didn't lose any of the pretty. Really cool. You guys go make something pretty today. These are in your kit. If you've got the Farm Time Journal Kit, whatever way you want to use them, cut them out and just glue them down and leave you a little sneaky pocket on that. You don't have to do the, you know, the whole thing where it turns. You don't have to. But it's fun if you do. Just saying. You guys take care. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. TTFN.